I was diagnosed with terminal bowel cancer when I was 32 years old. It came from nowhere and I was completely blindsided by cancer in my body. But what I found even more shocking than the cancer diagnosis itself was the differing opinions on what my cancer diagnosis might mean and what my prognosis might be. I went to see an oncologist the very first time I had ever met an oncologist. She sat me down with my family and said, "Nicole, people with this kind of disease have maybe 18 months, maybe 2 years to live. And really, there's nothing else that can be done." I had metastatic disease in my liver, we knew that for sure. I saw a liver surgeon who said, "Agree with the oncologist, there's nothing we can do." And something in me, something in us as a family said, get another opinion. And so we did. Felt kind of hopeless, but it just felt like the right thing to do. And the second opinion was, yeah, this is a really, really bad situation, but it's not a complete catastrophe yet. There's treatment that we have to try first. I spoke to a surgeon, I spoke to an oncologist, and they were unanimous in their opinion that yes, metastatic bowel cancer all through your liver, which is currently inoperable, is a disaster, but it's not something that we're going to walk away from as a 32-year-old brand new mum of an 8-month-old baby with a career and a life in front of you. We need to think about what we could achieve in this scenario for your life. It was such a different perspective the second time around. And I was shocked that all it took was a second opinion to have someone weigh in not on the inevitability of my death, but in the potential and the opportunity for my life. It wasn't just that we had the opportunity to keep me alive, but there were so many more tools that we could use to understand the full extent of my disease that we hadn't even spoken about with Team 1. And that was a shock to me too, that there were scans that we could do, that there were further tests of the intricacies of my disease and the very specific treatments that we could use to help me. But also a real optimism in my team that if we keep me alive for long enough, science will catch up. And that was something that was very motivating for me. When I was prescribed treatment, I was prescribed a really intense chemotherapy regime, and I was also prescribed exercise. I was told to get out there, to keep fit, to be in the gym, and to prepare my body each and every week to get back into the chemo chair fortnight after fortnight in the hope that my liver would become operable. And the chemo worked. And we did the liver surgery. I've had bowel surgery, I've had 6 lung surgeries, I've had 2 other thoracic surgeries, and I've had another liver resection. And we will keep treating my body for as long as my body will be treated. The goal here is to keep me alive for as long as we can possibly do so, while I'm feeling great, while I'm feeling fit. And yes, cancer is a lot to carry around in a body. And yes, almost 10 surgeries is a lot to live with. But not living is not the alternative. Cancer treatment shouldn't come down to luck. It shouldn't be just a happy coincidence that I happened to find the right surgeon or the right oncologist who was prepared to think a little bit out of the box for me. That's a completely unfair thing for cancer patients. It shouldn't come down to who you know or whether you feel bold enough to seek a second opinion. We have to do cancer treatment in a more collaborative way. And the more that we learn and the more personalized we get in discovering new treatments for very precise and personal diseases within a body, the more the system then has to recognise the personal, the individual within a cancer patient. There is no point in bringing all of these really highly personalised solutions to a group of medical professionals who refuse to see the personal within a patient. There is change that has to happen so that we can see the opportunity to treat cancer patients every single time one of them sits in front of us.